There are so-called gurus out there saying that they know the answer. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So you've decided you love the idea of starting your own YouTube channel. Congratulations, the easy part's done. Lots of people want to start their own channels, but that's where it ends for a lot of people. They don't take action. And what I'm finding, what I'm finding is the most common reason why people just don't do it is they don't know what to talk about. They've decided that, they love the idea, and the idea is fantastic. I love the idea and I love doing it. I'm doing it now and I love it. Whether it's because you just want to start getting the word out there for whatever it is you want to share, or you even want to start making money at it. Either way, starting a YouTube channel is something that more and more people are doing these days. But all of those other people who want to start but haven't because they don't know what to talk about, that is what I want to talk about, or you're who I want to talk to. You are who I want to talk to in this video. You're who this video is made for. I got a comment on one of my videos from somebody that pretty much sums this up, and I want to read it to you and let me know if this rings true for you. This was from Sandra, and she said, "Hi Rob, I watch your videos to learn from you and get ideas for my channel. I don't feel as if I'm an expert in any field or in any area or any field, but my efforts are to help people." She goes on, but I'm going to stop right there because that's what I want to address. She does not feel like she's an expert in any field. She doesn't know enough about anything to talk that much about it in YouTube videos. If you want your own channel, presumably you're going to have many videos. How much can you talk about one thing, right? A lot of people get tripped up with that. So I want to address that, and I have some notes here, 2 cue cards. First thing I want to say is I'm not an expert either, okay? I do not consider myself an expert in anything really, and specifically for this video, on YouTube. I don't consider myself an expert. There are other people that know a lot more than I do about how YouTube works, right? Specifically people who work at YouTube, but also creators have been around a lot longer than I have. I completely recognize that, but that's okay. See, the thing is, you don't have to be an expert. And this is where, you might have heard the term imposter syndrome before, and that's where you feel like a bit of an imposter talking about something because deep down there's somebody out there who probably knows more about that something than you do. And perhaps you're worried that they will see your video and then they'll call you out in the comments and say, "You don't know what you're talking about. This is how it really goes down, blah, blah, blah," right? So that's real. That's a real feeling. I experienced it actually for years before I figured out that it doesn't even matter, okay? The metaphor that I like to tell on this subject is that of a first grader. Right? So picture a kid in first grade, 5, 6 years old, and they're trying to learn math. All right? They got to learn how to add numbers together and subtract. I can't remember what you learned in first grade, but anyway, simple math. Okay? Do they need an Einstein or somebody with a master's degree in mathematics to teach them that? Absolutely not. In fact, if they had an Einstein or someone with a PhD teaching them how to do that, they'd probably teach way above their heads. Okay, they probably get into things that the first grader has no business knowing yet. Okay, it's just beyond them. Basically, a first grader really only needs somebody who's in second grade, probably at the top of their class in second grade, to teach them first grade math. Okay, so the teachers that they typically have for first grade, now they probably know a lot more than first grade, second grade, third grade math, but you get my point? They don't have to be an expert in math to be able to teach something. So apply that to YouTube. Apply that to whatever it is you want to make videos about. It's a beautiful morning here. Apply that to whatever it is you want to make videos about. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to be, say, a step or two ahead of the people you're helping, okay? If you make videos that are genuinely helpful to people who are a couple steps below you, maybe think of yourself like you 5 years ago, okay? Make videos for that person, okay? If you target people yourself 5 years ago and make videos that would help that person would probably really benefit from it. So like, think about where you are today and what you know, and then think about what you knew 5 years ago. Would you benefit from knowing what you know now? Would you have benefited for that 5 years ago? I don't know if I'm making sense. Right? I think you get my point. You do not have to be an expert. You just have to be a couple steps ahead, and just try to be helpful to somebody who is a little bit behind you. And then the beautiful thing is, because then you might think, well, once I teach them all I know, then they'll be on the same level as me, and then, perhaps they'll pass you. Then why would they want to continue watching you? That's a good question, and that's where the passion comes in. Okay? You have to be passionate about whatever it is you're talking about. Because if that's the case, if you're passionate about it, then presumably you will keep learning about it. You will go out on your own and learn more about whatever it is. Or maybe it's just living your life. Maybe, so talking about yourself 5 years ago, maybe you just continue to go on about your life, learning new things as you go, and you just keep talking to that person who's 5 years younger than you. Right? And an example could be, I don't know, maybe there's a health scare you've gone through, right? Maybe a couple years ago you got a diagnosis that was not good, but you've gone through it, or you're still going through it, whatever. You can probably make videos that would help somebody who just got that diagnosis today. All right? They would love to hear from you. They don't necessarily want to hear from somebody who, 20 years down the road, oh yeah, way back then, yeah, I had that. And, they may not even remember how they got through it, right? They want to hear from somebody who is just going through it or just went through it. Those are the people that are the most helpful to these people, all right? Or, think about video editing, for example. So that's something that I made videos about. I don't consider myself a video editing expert. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that my editing is pretty basic, right? I don't do a lot of it. A lot of the reason is to kind of prove that you don't have to be over the top with your editing to make good videos that people watch. That's part of it. And another part of it is time, right? The less editing you do, the quicker it is you can make a video. I plan on posting this video here. It's not almost 9 a.m. in the morning, Monday. I plan on posting this hopefully before noon today. I'm filming now. I've already made a bunch of mistakes at the beginning that I know I have to fix. But you see what I mean? If I don't go over the top with the editing, I can get this done quickly. All right, so that's another reason. I don't do much editing. That's not where I was going. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so my point is, there are a lot of people out there that know a lot more about editing than I do. And yet, I made videos, that's how I started this channel, teaching people how to edit videos. Okay, just basic things, right? Not going too far over the top. In some cases I did, but I had to learn how to do those things before I made videos on those things. Okay, but I was interested. I had a passion for it. Just like right now, I have a passion for helping people start up their own YouTube channels and helping you understand that you can do this too. And it's not as hard as you might think it is. It really isn't. Grab your phone, get a cheap selfie stick, maybe spend some money on a microphone. It's all you need. Use some free editing software. Everything else is free. Right? You do not need to. Now, if it's something that you're really passionate about and you want to get better and better, then maybe in time you level certain things up. Buy a better camera, buy a better microphone, buy better editing software, whatever it is. You can do that, but you don't have to. You definitely don't have to. I know people who have made videos just with their laptop, just the camera, the camera that comes built into your laptop and the mic built into that, and they film themselves on their laptop and did phenomenal, are doing phenomenal. Okay, so you don't need much. But anyway, back to the topic. What were we talking about? Niche. What to talk about in your videos. Yeah, you don't have to be an expert. I don't consider myself an expert at all. Just start. You just have to start. That's if convincing yourself or understanding that you don't have to be an expert, if that's the number one thing holding newbies back, then the number two thing The number two thing is probably that they can't get out of their own way. They just have to start. You just have to start. Once you do, I mean, the floodgates could open, right? And back to this whole thing about ideas, you only need a couple to start. You just need a couple of ideas to get started, because I'll tell you, when you make your first video, when you're editing it even, you will probably get more ideas when you're editing that first video. I can't tell you how many times I come out here to film a video and I've got some ideas, I've even got notes written down, what to talk about, and how to drive a point home or whatever, right? I think about this stuff beforehand. But then I'll come out and I'll film, I'll go back to the office and I'll go to edit that video and I'll realize, crap, I forgot to talk about this or that, or there's things that I forget. And it's just natural. And it's because I'm not reading from a script. I'm just, I've got some ideas in my head and I'm just chatting, I'm just talking, and I'll forget stuff. So as I'm editing, I'll write these things down and I'll think, okay, that thing I forgot, that could be a part 2 video to this one, or it could just be its own, well, it would be its own video anyway, regardless, but I might come up with a whole new topic that I didn't talk about, and I can just make an entire video about it. And the video doesn't have to be long. It can be 3 minutes, it can be 5 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, doesn't matter. However long it takes you to talk about the thing you want to talk about, right? So I get ideas that way. And as your channel grows and people start commenting on your videos, you can get ideas from them. That's where this idea came from. It came from Sandra, who left that message, that comment that I answered. And this was a couple weeks ago now. But I save these things. If ever I see a good comment that I may want to address in a future video, I'll take a screenshot of that and my response usually, so that maybe in the future, if I make a video about it, I might put it on the screen in that video. Okay, and then I save it to a folder called "Questions to Answer" is what I've called it. So I get ideas that way. So it becomes important to get comments. And that's something else some people have trouble with. Well, nobody's commenting on my videos. These are for people who have started. And to that, I'll just say, like, start the conversation yourself. Like, ask people questions and ask them to answer you in the comments. That's one thing you can do. Ask them what they think about your video. Ask them, and try to get into the habit of doing that throughout your video. I don't think I've done that in this video, but I could do it right now. Like, what's the one thing holding you back from starting your own YouTube channel, from making that next video? What's holding you back? Let me know in the comments below. See what I did there? You could do that. And you know what? I might get a ton of ideas from you giving me comments. 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 of them, I might screenshot and say, you know what? That's a future video right there. And before you know it, you've got a list of future videos so long that that'll keep you going. And you know what? Maybe some of these ideas, some of these questions might veer you off the path that you thought you were on in terms of, what you want to talk about in your videos, right? But that's okay. I've veered from my original path. I'm now making videos about things that I didn't think I was going to make videos about, or certainly not at this point. My niche, so to speak, or my audience, it's a better way to look at it, make videos for a given audience. My audience has changed over the years. And it's because I'm kind of responding to my viewers by answering their questions in other videos. And then that, would promote other questions and so on and so on. And before you know it, your niche has changed. Some people have told me they have a problem with that. They don't want to have to listen to people guide them in what videos to make. And that's fine. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I just think it's a real good opportunity for those who are maybe struggling to come up with ideas to talk about in their videos. That's one way you can come up with ideas. All right. But yeah, back to starting. You just have to start. If you don't think you're an expert, congratulations, you probably aren't. And that's okay. If you think you're an expert, then it actually becomes dangerous. All right. Like if I ever stood up here and pretended that I was an expert. Sometimes there's bears in those woods. If I stood up here and pretended that I was an expert in this, I would guarantee you I would get called out in the comments. No, what you said here is wrong. This is how it is. To which I would probably say, oh, you know what? Thank you for that. You're probably right. I probably was wrong, but I'm wrong about a lot of things. All I'm doing here is trying to help people do what I'm doing. And I'm doing that, or I'm trying to do that by sharing my experiences. Whether they're right or they're wrong, it's like the whole scientific system, right? Like you test things and see how they work. Some will work, some will not work, okay? One thing that's getting a lot of videos talking about it these days is shorts. Do making shorts help or hurt your channel if your focus is on long form videos? I've said, well, I've gone back and forth on this one. I don't know the answer to that. There are so-called gurus out there saying that they know the answer. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows except the YouTube algorithm, and that's not a person. So, right? Like there's an argument that, if you make YouTube shorts, then if you get subscribers from them, then the percentage of subscribers you get to your long form videos becomes smaller, therefore your videos may not do as well. Okay, there's some logic there. The one that I kind of subscribe to is people who watch shorts don't tend to be the same people that watch longs. Okay, some people prefer to watch short videos, some people prefer to watch long videos. So, if you do both, then maybe you're trying to get people who watch shorts over to your longs. But do people who watch shorts really want to watch longs? Maybe not. So I think it's kind of wasted energy if your focus is on longs. I tend to think just focus on one or the other. But I do not think having shorts on your channel hurts your channel if you're making long form videos. I don't think it hurts at all. But some people disagree with me, and that's okay, right? I might not be 100% correct. That's just what I've learned as I go through this. I have shorts on my channel. My channel is growing just fine. Sometimes my channel will get a huge boost if I make a video that does really well. Most of the time, my videos do average, and, the channel just keeps chugging along. That's fine. But we learn as we go. That's my point. We learn as we go. I don't consider myself an expert. There's guys out there like Ali Abdaal, Nick and Dee Nimmin, Peter McKinnon. There are guys with millions of subscribers out there, and that even isn't the right gauge, but just people who have been at this a lot longer than I have, right? I had 3,000 subscribers a little more than a year ago, and I've grown to this point just mostly within the last year. All right, so I know how I grew my channel, and I can help you with that, like share my experiences. I don't know how YouTube worked 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, right? And it was probably different, but do I need to know that now? Probably not, right? So, you decide for yourself. I like watching some of those who I call gurus. Now, maybe Ali Abdaal doesn't consider himself a guru. I'd say he probably is, but you know what I mean, though? It's dangerous. If you consider yourself an expert, that's when you're going to get called out. People are going to, and I can guarantee you there's people out there that probably know more than you do about whatever it is you want to talk about. No matter what niche you want to make your videos in, there's probably somebody out there that knows more than you. So why not just say that, right? That you're not an expert, and yet that's okay. But in the end, people are going to listen to you and watch your videos, not only for the information that you can give them and perhaps help them on their journey, but they're going to subscribe to you, right? You want them to feel a connection to you because a lot of times people will subscribe to you not just because of your information, but because of who you are and the way you deliver your information. Maybe the way you talk, maybe how slow or fast you talk, right? I tend not to talk very fast. I tend to, stutter from time to time, trip over my words, forget what I'm going to say, right? A lot of those things people might look at as negatives or problems that I need to overcome. And I used to think that, but I don't anymore. I think that's just who I am. That's who I am, right? And you either like me or you don't. And if you don't, that's okay too, right? There's probably other people doing what I'm doing that you do like. And feel free to go watch them and learn from them. So there's an audience out there for everybody. Anybody who wants to be a creator, can be a creator or a YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's just a matter of, you just got to show up. You have to start making videos and start that ball rolling. One last thing I'll share with you, and that is, wouldn't it suck if 5 years from now you were in the same place that you are right now, right? You know, watching a lot of these videos. Like, I appreciate you watching my videos, I do. But at some point, you kind of have to stop being a consumer and start being a creator, if that's what you want to do. Now, even though I'm a creator, I do still consume. I watch YouTube videos all the time, people that I'm constantly learning from. And that ties back into the passion. I'm passionate about this. I love this stuff. And I do want to continue to get better, you know, because I do. I want to. Do I have to? Maybe not. But, you know, I don't know. I just look at it. The minute we stop learning, like, what's the point? Like, I don't want to put it that way. Like, I just feel like learning is a big part of life, and I enjoy it. So I'm going to do as much of it as I can, and, you know, learn the things that I'm interested in. So anyways, I've probably blabbed enough about this. I hope you find this helpful. My name is Rob. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for watching. If you're returning, then I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Yeah, I make 2 or 3 of these videos a week. I go live once a week. If you're interested, I'd love to see you pop into one of my Tuesday live streams every week at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's all I got. I hope you have a wonderful day, and start. You're not an expert, and that's okay. All right, take care. Bye. So you think you want to start a YouTube channel? A lot of people do, but that's where it ends for a lot of people, because they don't know what to make videos about. If that's you, so you think you want to start a YouTube channel? Congratulations. So you want to start a YouTube channel. I think that's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. So you think you want to start your own YouTube channel, but you don't know where to start. I'm talking specifically not about equipment. This video is all about what to talk about. That is what trips up a lot of people. They love the idea of starting a YouTube channel, as I did. I loved the idea, and I love doing it. So you think you want to start a YouTube channel. I think that's fantastic, but I understand a lot of people are doing it, more and more. I said that. Welcome back to the woods. We're allowed on the trail. Deciding you want to start a YouTube channel, that's the easy part. So you've decided you want to start your own. So yeah, I would love to know what's holding you back. And it might help you too, just to kind of write it out. Like, what is holding you back? Put it in the comments below. I will answer you. I answer all my comments. But yeah, just writing it out might help you if you really want to start one of these channels. They're free. If you have a phone, they're free. Use the phone you have. Use free video editing software. And make a video. Even if the first video you make is not, like, maybe you have no idea what you want to talk about. Well, grab your camera and film yourself talking about something you're passionate about, something, actually, if you're just starting, it doesn't matter, just anything. And doing that, the act of doing that, will get you closer to actually doing it. Hello. Anyways, I think that's all I got to say. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck. Bye. Hello.